Hey everyone, time for another Ticket Talk. Today I want to talk about this show, Roger McGuinn, December 5th, 2008, Pepperdine University. So if you don't know who Roger McGuinn is, he was the founder and the lead singer of the band The Byrds. Great influential classic rock band, very country rock sound. Um, I don't think I need to explain who the Byrds are, but "Turn, Turn, Turn" was one of their most popular songs. So You Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star. I mean, just the catalog of their songs is just phenomenal. He's huge influence on many artists, including my favorite band of all time, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I had always wanted to see Roger, and he doesn't really tour in Canada at all. If you look at his touring history for the past decade at least, certainly 2008 and even before that, never really toured Canada, just and only did a small handful of dates in the States. So I thought, okay, I got to go and if the mountain doesn't come to Muhammad, Muhammad goes to the mountain. So I went to Pepperdine, flew out to California to see him, made a weekend trip of it. Saw a couple other shows while I was there. But, I'd say that certainly he was the main reason I bought the ticket. Everything else was kind of ancillary to that. Flew into Pepperdine, or I guess into LAX. And when I left Toronto airport, it was freezing cold. For some reason, just early December, but really, really cold. I get there and it was like summertime. It was amazing. I rented a car, and to get to Pepperdine University, you basically drive up the Pacific Coast Highway. And man, it was, yeah, they give me a red sports car. I was driving there, had the radio going, looking out on the coast, sunset into the ocean. I felt for a moment I was almost California cool. It was just really cool experience. Get to the university, and it was, the campus was open, but it was a Saturday, so a lot of people were gone. Started walking around, found the cafeteria, the student cafeteria, ate there with a bunch of students that I met. Just ended up talking with them before the show. And none of them were going to see the show. I mean, Roger McGuinn tends to have an older demographic, but they were pretty nice kids. Anyway, the show was amazing. If you've never seen a Roger McGuinn show, there's an album he does called Back from Rio. And this is kind of like it's a live album, a live show, and basically that's kind of what this concert was. It's almost like a storyteller's show. He goes through some of his earliest experiences playing music, some of his earliest bands. He was a guitarist for Bobby Darin's band. He played with the Chad Mitchell Trio before kind of breaking off on his own, and he just goes through the whole history of his playing, his songwriting, his songs, up into the Byrds, and he's got a number of acoustic guitars and electric guitars. His 12 string Rickenbacker, which is the highlight is to watch him and hear him play that, and just do all the amazing songs that he writes or that he's written and he sings. So just an amazing show. And then he had written a song with Tom Petty called King of the Hill. And it was on one of Roger's albums, but Tom Petty's in the video. Really catchy tune, awesome. And at the time I'd seen the video of it. And again, being such a big Tom Petty fan, it was like, this is pretty cool. So he's talking about, when I wrote that song, and he was telling a story about Tom Petty. And I guess what happened is he was, so Roger was telling the story that, when I first heard American Girl, I said to the person I was with, I don't remember writing that. I mean, that's how much of an influence he was on Petty's songwriting. And he goes, so, then I wrote this song with my friend Tom called King of the Hill. And he goes, and you know what? Why don't I bring Tom out and play with him? I was like, what? So Tom Petty comes out on stage, and they both do an amazing duet together of King of the Hill. They had warned us, you can't take any photos, you can't have your camera out. That moment, I surreptitiously took a photo or two. I actually recorded them singing it, had the camera down, hidden so out of view because I didn't want to get kicked out. But I have audio footage of that song, and I'm gonna try to actually add it to this video so you get a chance to hear it, and maybe with a couple of the photos I took, which weren't great again because I was taking them very quickly, but you know, it was just a phenomenal experience. That was it. They only played one song together, but you know, that was the icing on the cake for what was a great show. I've seen Roger several times since, and every one of them, you know, I've always had to travel to see him, but every one of them was worth the trip. Every show has been fantastic, and can't say enough about those experiences. His shows, if you ever get a chance, go see him. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll share another story with you at another time. Thanks.
Wrote this song. Drown